swallowed.
Yep.
That's an act of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man.
You know what they said too? They said that that whole area right around there was I think they said that the people can't go back up in there for at least 40 days. You know, because you never know what's going to happen after that.
What else is going to swallow?
Exactly.
And there's wait a minute, there's instances of Yahweh Shem Yahushai opening up the earth.
That's right.
And swallowing certain people, like was it Dathan?
Yep, Dathan,
Corey, and Abiram. So that's the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai right there. Okay.
This is Isaiah chapter 14. I'll start at verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee.
That's talking about the so-called white man, in particular the bankers, which are going to be the first crop of slaves, Edomite slaves. They're going right into slavery. When I say the bankers, I mean the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the top banking families that you don't really hear about.
Right.
Go ahead.
Even all the chief ones of the earth, it hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Mm-hmm.
All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Yeah, that's the other nations, like in particular the Iranians is an example, the Pakistanians, the different nations that are less stronger than the so-called white man. Now they're becoming on the level of the so-called white man. They have the bomb too, and they don't mind using it against the so-called white man. Another example is the so-called Chinese. They're boasting about their power, right? Go ahead.
Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Yeah, that's the pomp of the so-called white man, is being brought down to the grave. All right? Which means a low estate. That's what the grave means. The grave means a low estate. Like right now, we're in the grave. All of us, the 12 tribes of Israel, we're in the grave. We're on the bottom right now. All right? Yeah, which is prophecy. Go ahead.
It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, and the worm is spread unto thee.
And that's it. That's the point. The worm is spread unto thee. And you'll see the picture. The worm represents corrosion, and America is literally falling apart. They did a survey on the infrastructure of America, and the grade it received was a D. All right? A D. And some of these bridges, they're like 2 seconds away from just collapsing. A lot of these bridges across America. So you might be traveling, some of you scoffers, you might be traveling over that bridge, and you might go down with that bridge, which would be a fit and death for your ass.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I looked up the word worm in the Blue Letter Bible, and it comes from the Hebrew word ramah, which means maggot, worm.
Maggot. Hey, the Most High have sent maggots on America. Maggots, what do? They slowly eat stuff and corrode it. They're like termites. Yeah, they eat you. That's right. That's a very good point. Because when you're laid in that tomb, in that casket, the maggots go to work on your ass, man.
Then it says a worm as cause and sign of decay.
And sign of decay. Man, I'm looking at this picture. Crazy, massive landslide in Baltimore swallows over 10 cars.
Well, I saw the actual video. It was on CNN.
Yeah.
And you see the cars actually going down and people screaming and yelling. And it's not necessarily that the Most High sent an angel down, he touched his finger on it.
Right.
The prophecy is this. Your infrastructure is collapsing, is breaking down because you're not putting money into maintaining it. So hence that's why things like this happen. They had a building collapse down there in Brooklyn the other day. That's why, because of the construction, the integrity of the structure of the building is not being maintained, and you have these inspectors that are getting paid under the table. So that's why this is happening now. All right.
Yeah, because me and Elder Ramlab, we could speak on that. Those inspectors, they're bullshit artists. They'll show up on the job, man. They won't even spend 5 minutes. They'll just make like they're looking, and they get top dollar. All right, they're all dressed all nice. You be on the job site all dirty and haggard looking. They show up all fresh like a daisy, And they take a look. They just look around. It looks good. Okay. Then they leave. Not even 5 minutes, and they get top dollar for that. And it's always so-called white people. I ain't never seen no so-called black man show up on the job as an inspector. Right? Have you? Have you seen it? Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Like the elders bringing out this place is slowly decaying, and that's all prophecy. All right. So I got a scripture here. It's Ecclesiastes 10:18. It says, "By much slothfulness the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands the house droppeth through." So, yeah. So that's Esau, man. America is a big dump. You come to certain cities or stuff like that. All they do is move garbage from one place to the next. And as a matter of fact, they have garbage all over the earth. Because if you was following that stupid story about that missing plane, you see they kept finding objects. Yes. Yeah. So what was that? Big objects too, just floating in the ocean.
Yeah, they got landfills, and when you go into the scriptures dealing with the land, they didn't have landfills back there. No. What they did have was they took things that can perish, and they might put them in like going back to Gehenna, that city, that the valley of Hinnom. They would take trash and stuff and they would burn it, but it would be broken down. It was anything they put in there was biodegradable, like the human body is biodegradable. All right, any food is bones, meat, anything, vegetables, anything is biodegradable. Now this plastic, it takes what thousands? They said thousands of years for plastic to break down. And a lot of fishes are being choked from the plastic and stuff. And part of them eat that plastic, and it becomes a part of them. That's why the fish that you eat, it doesn't even taste right. Nope. So this is what this man did, man, because he didn't. Well, Isaiah 24. Somebody get that real quick. Yeah. All right, go ahead, read that.
This is in the Dictionary of Biblical Archaeology under the term Hinnom. I'm just going to jump down to the point. It says, the Hinnom Valley is notorious as the site of Topheth, where many of the Israelites worshiped false gods and sacrificed their children by burning them, 2 Kings 23:10. The sin was so displeasing to the Most High that Jeremiah changed the name of the valley to the Valley of Slaughter, and which they show you that in that movie, The Road. It says, and he predicted that it would become a terrible open graveyard for Jerusalem, defiling the city. Jeremiah 7:30-34. By the time of Yahushua, the place had become a place where rubbish was burned, so that he used the phrase, the fiery Hinnom Valley, as a symbol for hell. The Greek transcription of the Hebrew word Valley of Hinnom is Gehenna. It is usually translated hell in all 12 of the New Testament occurrences, which basically means destruction.
Yeah, I got a scripture here, Isaiah, being that we're talking about America going down and the infrastructure and the financial setup of so-called America going down. Isaiah 31 and 1, right? Because America, we know, is modern-day Egypt, according to the scriptures. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto